Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my first video in a while, and while we do have a lot to talk about with what's happened to the snow and wintry situation over the last few days, this is a special video, a flash forecast for the London and South East region. And usually I don't make these kind of videos. In fact, I don't actually think I've ever made one like this before, but in the previous videos the majority of comments were asking about the London and South East region, and because I've got a spare minute of time and we've got a snowy system moving in right now, I thought I'd make a quick video. And there will be a separate longer video covering all of the UK and Ireland out to about a week coming very shortly. So if you want to see that, just quickly check my channel. This is the snow graphic forecast I just made though. Sorry. And you can see the southeast corner of England is likely to see falling snow during this morning, starting from about now to probably around midday as the system exits to the east. And then there's going to be two focus zones within that general region as well. One across parts of Sussex, Kent, and maybe into parts of Surrey as well. And then another one through London towards Essex, and then into some of the home counties to the west, Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire. If we look at the radar though, you can see our system moving in. Now we've been put into a northwesterly flow since the passage of our low pressure system out to the east. That's pushing a northwesterly like that, which has actually been pretty potent in terms of shower and convection production. Now usually in northerlies and northwesterlies, the main snow producers are the showers. Now that's because the difference between the comparatively mild sea temperatures, so maybe 8-9 degrees here in the Irish Sea and areas to the northwest into the Atlantic, the difference between that and the cold upper air temperatures, maybe at 1.5 kilometers above the ground, we're looking at temperatures of -7, -8, -9. That temperature difference creates a very strong kind of decrease in height, a steep lapse rate, and that allows for the development of convection because there's instability, the air rises, and it cools and condenses, and you get showers. So that's really strongly been happening across northern and western areas, as you can see. We've had a slightly stronger system actually emerge out of those showers, a very, very small low pressure system, and you can see that here on the wind observation map. If you track that, you can kind of see a very slight curvature to the wind barbs here, so that's indicating we've got a small area of troughing which is generally moving to the east, and that's located across the southeast of England and southern central areas right then. And troughing, you get vertical motion, so those showers have actually continued to develop, and we've been left with these two blobs of precipitation which are now pushing into London and then into parts of Sussex and eventually into Kent. And you can track their motion on the radar quite nicely. We've got a central component to the shower activity. This has been moving almost due east if you run through the loop, almost directly east. What's complicating it is we've got a slightly elongated zone to the north which has had a slight southward kind of southern component to its motion. As you can see there, it's been pushing down south. So what we're actually expecting to happen is this to kind of reorganize into more of an east to west oriented band like that, and then that's going to push into areas of London, especially if you're in kind of central London, so this sort of region, or maybe this region, you are fairly likely to see snowfall. If you're kind of south of the these areas here, approaching the M25, it's probably less certain. This area here up towards the A406 likely to see snow, even though actually to be honest up towards the M25 likely to see snow as well. There were some concerns about precipitation type, and actually I checked the radar in the morning and you can see the blue and green is not showing snow. That's indicating sleet and rain, and I thought, well, that's a bit weird. I was expecting snowfall. And if you check the temperature map, so these are the live observations from about 10-20 minutes ago, you can zoom in, you can see temperature, even in, this is central London, London City Airport, and that's also next to the Thames. So this should be the mildest it's going to get in these regions. Temperature of 2 degrees, dew point of 0. If you know anything about snow forecasting, we basically just need the dew point to be 0 degrees. So that should be enough. It's slightly marginal, so some areas, especially in central London, the snow maybe is not going to settle too much, and it may be slight sleety mix at times, but still, I'm cautiously optimistic. London Heathrow, again, that should be a comparatively warm spot for all of London. 0 degree dew point, 2 degree temperature. Northolt 0 degrees, 1 degree dew point. Biggin Hill -1 for dew point. Luton -2. So generally, we're on just about the right side for snowfall, and especially because it's just the morning, the sun's just coming up now, the ground should be cold enough for settling snow. Now that system is going to track to the east and probably give maybe a couple of centimetres. I'm not expecting more than maybe 3 or 4, though you've got some fairly heavy patches starting to develop in this zone here, but especially areas north of the river should get a fairly decent dusting over the next hour or so, and then that's eventually likely to clear out towards parts of Essex by the later morning, maybe a decrease in intensity, but by midday that's going to clear to the east. Very similar things for this clump further south. This one's slightly less complicated, a basically east, slightly northeast component to the motion, fairly decent rain rates, maybe 8 mm an hour or so, likely to give maybe a couple of centimetres to a dusting across most places, and very similarly, dew points are more than favourable enough for snow. Even on the coast, you can see Shoreham Airport, 0 degree dew point, Lydd Airport, 0 degree dew point, Langdon Bay, -1. So we're likely to see accumulations down to the coast, and similarly that is going to clear to the east by roughly midday. Potentially we are seeing hints of new precipitation developing both ahead and behind it that could slightly prolong the spell of snow, but not anything major in my opinion. So that's about it for the outlook for now. You can see reminder of these areas at risk. If you want, comment in the video and I'll try and give a more detailed description for your precise area. I don't have too much time though, so I'm not sure how long I can keep responding to those comments. And then once again, if you want a longer forecast, both in terms of kind of the range of the forecast going out to about a week, what happens with a cold spell, and also a larger forecast talking about more areas, then I'm going to go and record that video now and post it shortly. So everyone, thank you very much for watching, and if you get any, enjoy the snow. Bye bye.